is up, guys? I am here to talk to you all about how you can sleep, poop, and feel better. Who doesn't want to learn how to get more of that, right? So we're going to be talking today about magnesium. If you guys joined me on Instagram yesterday, I chatted all about magnesium, why it is truly my favorite supplement of all time because it helps you sleep, poop, and feel better. And who doesn't want that? And today I'm bringing it into the Facebook group so I can talk to you guys about it as well. So if you missed me on Instagram, I'm doing it again here. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them into the chat. I know that some of you may have come up with some questions overnight after watching the Instagram live. So let me know what they are. Let me know what your magnesium questions are, and we will chat about them. So you're really going to want to tune in and listen up if you struggle with any of these things. Frequent headaches, migraines, eye twitching, muscle aches, if you work out a lot, if you don't sleep great at night, if you have clenched jaw or you grind your teeth at night, if you have restless leg syndrome, if you're sensitive to loud noises, if you have really painful PMS and really painful cramps, if you always have a vitamin D deficiency despite doing everything right, if you have gut issues, if you're constipated, I could literally go on and on and on, but all of these symptoms are telling me that you need a magnesium supplement into your wellness routine. So if you can relate to any of those, you're really going to want to listen up because getting a good high quality, that's key, high quality and in the correct form, magnesium into your routine can be so helpful for all of these symptoms and more. So you guys can see why I love it so much. I'm just gonna check the chat real quick. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop them in there and we will be sure to talk about them. Okay, so a question that I get asked a lot is, can I get magnesium from the food that I'm eating? Yes and no. So yes, there are some foods that have magnesium in them, but here's the thing. Number one is it's not very plentiful in our diet. Not a lot of foods have magnesium, and the foods that do have magnesium, they don't have a ton of it. So you would need to eat a crap ton of those foods in order to get enough of the magnesium that your body needs to function optimally. And then our standard diet here in America, it's known as the SAD diet, the Standard American Diet, and it's very deficient in the foods that have magnesium. The Standard American Diet is typically higher, in processed foods, and magnesium is really found more in whole foods. So our diet overall just doesn't really have a lot of magnesium in it. The food that we're eating doesn't have a ton of magnesium in it. And so for that reason, I really don't believe that all supplements are supplemental. I think that they are absolutely necessary in some cases, this being one of them. Because on top of us not really getting it from our food, there are other factors why it makes it even more difficult to get enough magnesium into our systems. Number one is our modern agriculture. So just our current way of farming, our soil has been really depleted of natural minerals. And many, many years ago, that's how a lot of our food got those rich nutrients and minerals is from the soil. Fast forward to nowadays, the soil has really been depleted of those minerals like magnesium, so it's not really being found in our food anymore. And then our modern society, we're a very go, go, go society. I'm sure many of you can relate to this. Maybe you're a super busy person and you feel like you always have a million things on your plate. Stress is higher than it ever has been just because there's so much going on in our modern society and our way of living. Here's the thing with magnesium and stress. When we're stressed, magnesium is the first is the first nutrient to be depleted when we're feeling stressed out. So we're not getting enough from our food. We're really stressed out. So our body is plowing through its magnesium stores so quickly, we can't keep up with it. And then let's layer on some gut issues on top of that. I know all of you likely struggle with some sort of digestive issues if you're part of this group here and you want to learn more about gut health. And gut issues can make it really difficult to absorb magnesium. So even if you're eating a ton of the foods that have magnesium. Even if you're getting all the magnesium that you need through your diet, if you struggle with gut issues, you likely are not absorbing those nutrients. You guys know that I see clients privately. I do a lot of nutrition coaching, gut health coaching. I do a ton of lab testing with my private clients. And we look for different markers, and there's so many markers on this stool test that I do that can tell us you likely are not absorbing all of the nutrients. You likely are not even absorbing the magnesium that you may be eating. So for all of those reasons, this is really why I do recommend getting a supplement into your routine. We're going to talk about next why magnesium is so important. So now that you know, okay, I might not be getting the amount of magnesium that my body needs. Why does my body need all this magnesium in order to function? So magnesium is actually known as a macro mineral. It's known as a macro mineral because we need more of it than other minerals. There's only 7 macro minerals. The rest we call trace minerals because we need very little amounts. Magnesium, however, we need large amounts of it because it's responsible for over 300 functions in the body. Literally, think about that. 300 different reactions that are happening in our body every single day rely on enough magnesium to play those out. So I see a ton of magnesium deficiency in my clients. I'll sometimes recommend that my clients get some blood work done. We'll look at their magnesium levels. 9 times out of 10, they're deficient. And that's just because a majority of the population is deficient in magnesium for all the reasons that I had just listed. And so if you don't have all the magnesium that your body needs to carry out all of those functions, as you can imagine, you're not going to be feeling too great. You might not be feeling like you're performing as well during your day, or you're sleeping as well. Maybe your gut health is not working the way that it should be because a lot of those systems rely on magnesium to run smoothly. So if you are somebody who struggles with a lot of stress, maybe you're somebody who you have a lot of anxiety, you feel really worked up and overwhelmed, you are somebody who feels like you just have a to-do list that you can never get ahead of, then you definitely need some magnesium. If you're somebody who struggles with sleep, or you're somebody who struggles with gut issues, constipation, these are all signs that you really need to get some magnesium into your routine. I also talked about yesterday how important magnesium is for heart health. So for all of my men out there, men, unfortunately, are statistically at a higher risk for heart disease. And so you can play a part in protecting your heart health by getting some good magnesium on board, because magnesium is really helpful for our muscles. That's why it plays a big role in like restless leg syndrome, or if you have a lot of period cramps, magnesium can help because it can help relax muscles, and it's just really good for muscle health. Your heart is a muscle, so magnesium is also very protective for your cardiovascular health. They're doing some construction outside, so if you guys hear some noise going on out there, that's what it is. All right, I'm just going to check the chat, make sure you guys are all good, and it looks like we are just moving right along. So let's talk about the different kinds of magnesium, because this is another question that I get frequently. If you go to a health food store or any supplement store and you're looking for magnesium, you're going to see a plethora of magnesium supplements, and they're all going to be a little different. You might see things like magnesium oxide, magnesium citrate, magnesium glycinate, magnesium malate. I could literally go on and on. There's a ton of different forms of magnesium. And the thing is they're not all created equal. And they really do have different functions in the body. Some are absorbed better than others. So I'm going to quiet all that noise for you guys right now and just let you know which one to look for. Magnesium glycinate is the one you want to look for. So write that down. Magnesium glycinate, that's the one that you want to look for. That is my all-time favorite for a number of different reasons. This one is what really helps your sleep. It really helps your mental wellness, so it can help decrease anxiety, stress, boost up your mood. This is one that I really recommend for my clients if they have a lot of like anxiety or depression symptoms. This can really be helpful for that. It's also really helpful for the gut. Another reason why I recommend it to so many people, because it's absorbed, it's not going to cause a lot of the GI distress that other forms of magnesium can. So I have clients come to me sometimes who say, oh, I'm taking this magnesium supplement. We'll flip it over onto the nutrition label on the back and we'll check what kind of form it is. And sometimes I'll see things like it'll be 100% magnesium citrate, or that's a really common one, or 100% magnesium oxide. Those are ones that I actually say, be careful with those ones if you have gut issues, because they can be really hard on the gut and they can make you feel a lot worse because they're not absorbed. So they just cause a lot of ruckus down in the gut and can make you feel really terrible. So I recommend magnesium glycinate. Also, if you do struggle with constipation, if that's like a really big thing for you, sprinkling in a little bit of magnesium citrate can be good. Magnesium citrate is going to help pull water into the gut, so it can help things move along, but too much of it can pull too much water and make you feel not so great. So I recommend a majority of magnesium glycinate, maybe a little sprinkle into that formula with magnesium citrate. So this is what we do at Gut Personal with the Miracle Worker, which is our #1 bestseller. That's our magnesium supplement. It's called the Miracle Worker. I mean, the name really says it all. And the powder that we have is 100% magnesium glycinate. That's the one that I take. I love it. So many of my clients love it. And then we also have capsules where we've taken that magnesium glycinate, we've added a little bit of citrate and a little bit of malate so that you have a broader range of benefits. So it's really, really great. That's typically one that I'll say if you really struggle with constipation, try out that one first, because you'll get a few of those other forms that can really help you go to the bathroom more easier. But also maybe try out the powder and kind of see which one works for you best. The powder can also really help with constipation because, like I was talking about, magnesium is really good for muscles, helping them relax. So it helps our intestines relax. So if you're really constipated, things are all kind of tight up there and you're not going, the magnesium will help release that so you can go more regular. And what's really nice is it's not likely going to cause diarrhea because it's not pulling water in, it's just relaxing your muscles, so it can help you just be more regular, more consistent. So that's really why I love it. That's why I do the Miracle Worker. It is high quality. The thing with supplements is they're not regulated in the States, which I know it's kind of crazy, but they're not regulated. So you really have to be careful where you're purchasing from. And the Gut Personal products, they're all third-party tested, and they just work. I see great success with them. So I love them. All right, I'm just checking the chat. It looks like we are good. All right, so let's talk a little bit about dosing. That's another question I get, like how much magnesium should I be taking? So if we're talking about the powder, we'll start there. The magnesium powder, the Miracle Worker, I recommend starting with 1 scoop in the evening time. So I love taking it in the evening because it helps you sleep, just helps you relax, get a really great, deep, restful night of sleep. So I like to take it in the evening time. I would start with a scoop. You can increase it to like 1.5 scoops if that feels good for you. If you're a woman on her period and you get a lot of PMS cramping, I would actually recommend bumping it up to like 2 scoops when you're on your period, because it can really help mitigate those cramping and help you feel so much better. So that time of the month, I always bump up my dose a little bit and it makes me feel so much better. If you want to try out with the capsules, I would say start with 2 capsules in the evening. You can go all the way up to like 4 or 5, but I would start with 2 and just kind of increase gradually. You'll kind of find your sweet spot. You know you're at your sweet spot when you're having really healthy, regular bowel movements, you're feeling really good. That's how you know that you're in your sweet spot. So start with 2, maybe go up to 3 or 4 if you're feeling like you need a little bit more support. And then around your time of the month, when you want a little bit of extra PMS support, bump it up to 5. So that is what I have for you guys today. Let me know if you have any questions. I did get a question about how it helps with bloating, which I love that question so much. Bloating is such a frustrating symptom, and I know so many of you struggle with it. I struggled with it when I had a lot of gut issues, so I get it. And the short answer is it helps with bloating in so many ways. As we had talked about, magnesium affects over 300 different reactions and processes in our body. So because it affects so much, it can really decrease bloating by so many different ways. One of the ways is that it helps to relax the GI tract and helps you go. That's kind of what we were talking about, where it relaxes muscles. So it's going to help relax your intestines, help you go easier. So many times I see bloating due to you're just constipated, or maybe you are going to the bathroom every day, but you don't feel like you're completely emptying yourself. That still means that you're constipated. So of course, if you have all that waste just sitting up in your gut, it's going to be feeding bad bacteria, which can make you more bloated. And then just having that waste sitting in your stomach can make you feel bloated as well. Another way that magnesium can help with bloating is it can help ease anxiety. Remember how we were talking about it's really calming, can help with stress and anxiety. We know that that gut-brain connection is so powerful, and your brain is going to affect your gut's going to affect your brain. We've talked about this in a few of these trainings here. And so when you're super stressed out and have a lot of anxiety, this is going to be communicated down to your gut, and your gut kind of freaks out, and bloating can come from this. So I also see this being a really big root cause to bloating is just a lot of stress, not getting enough sleep, and having that poor gut-brain connection. So magnesium can go in and help quiet the mind, which will help ease the gut. And then, of course, magnesium is super helpful for easing any cramping or pain, which can be leading to bloat as well. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. As you all know, being a part of our Facebook community here, you get your very own discount code. It's Society10. So our Facebook group here is called the Gut Fix Society. So if you use Society10 at checkout on Gut Personal, you'll save 10%. So go try the Miracle Worker. It truly is our bestseller. You can check some of the reviews on the website. I get amazing results from it, and so many of my clients love it. So I know you all will love it too. So go give it a try. Let me know how you guys love it. And of course, if you have any questions about it, let me know. Put them in this Facebook group and tag me. And I will see you guys next time.